You're live. Oh.
Are we live? Who's here? Hope y'all have some hot coffee brewing for your audience. Farmer right now. Hello from Arkansas. Are we live?
We are. Hello. It's our first live.
It's our first.
We're trying to work through some things.
Our number one.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hi, Mama J. Oh, yay.
Hey. All right.
Chesapeake.
We have
wow.
one person.
Yep.
My gosh. No, we do. We have a lot of
Hello.
This
Houston, Texas. Cool. Yeah.
This is our first live, so
Yeah.
bear with us.
Bear with us. We're doing our best. So I'm Greg.
And I'm Carrie. I'm not going to be in here very
All
long.
So how do I get in?
I will get you there.
right.
So technically it starts at 6, but if you guys want to start.
Yep. Oh, thank you, Mama J. Cool. All right, y'all. It is it's blistering cold here in South. And I know before y'all folks up north starting digging into us, we're not used to it down here. Okay. It's tough. I mean, the wind is howling out there.
Yeah.
And it's cold. So we're hunkered down, okay? Hunkered down in the canning room, the pool house. And you can see behind us there, this is where we do the majority of our cooking at. Yeah. And then we got our canning stuff up. We keep most of our canning supplies at.
This is our pantry.
Yeah. And when we built this, it had a concrete floor, which is really cool because if we made a mess, we just swept it up.
So let me tell you that when we built this, I had surgery.
Yeah.
And my envision was a beach house out by the pool. And when I came home from having surgery, I had a cabin.
That's what I do is
With no doors on my cabinets. Yeah.
Cattywampus, yeah, how you doing? We don't know about your onions. Should be okay. Now they'll get burnt back. Says not sure our onions are going to survive this snow. Well, they should. That being said, if it gets down into the low teens, we could have issues. So we don't know yet. We'll just do the best we can. I know they will burn back, and they'll look rough, but they will. You'll be surprised what they'll do. Do you have seed potatoes for the deep south? Yes, we do. And speaking of potatoes, let me give you a little bit of update there. We're having some issues getting those in here from way up north. We've been trying for the last 10 days to get our potatoes shipped in here. And they're coming out of Minnesota. And there's a bad trucking shortage right now. And we're doing our best. And of course, they're having a storm up there and having trouble loading. And the packing shit that we're just getting our order together, they're eat up with the junk, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to say the word because I'm scared we'll get chastised, but they're eat up with the junk. They're having trouble getting ordered together. Now, I don't need any of y'all to stress out about all this because I'm stressing out enough for all y'all. So we hope to have them in here between now and the first of the month so we can get them out in time. But we are having some issues. Cannot get a truck, but we got several people looking for a truck trying to get us, potatoes down here.
I'm glad you can see that. I cannot
But
see
it's tough. Yeah, I know. All y'all waiting on your potatoes. I am too. Yeah.
He's stressing out.
I'm stressing out, but need not y'all worry. I'm doing all we can do, and I'm stressing enough for all of you. So one thing we want to talk about this evening was, it's cold, it's blistery out there, and there's not a whole lot to do. Our nights are long, our days are short. And wouldn't it be a good time to just kind of sit down and draw out your garden, do a little garden planning. And that's what we're going to do. Believe it or not, we've not really done that so far this year. And we're going to kind of talk about it just a little bit. And we're going to interact with you all as well as much as we can. We're going to talk about some things we want to grow in our garden. And maybe we'll give you kind of inspiration to talk about things you want to grow in your garden. And like always, we've been gardening a long time. But if you haven't been gardening a long time, it's okay. We could all accomplish the same thing and we can get the same thing accomplished. We just like to kind of grow something different from time to time. And then there are times we like to go back and grow those standbys that we love so much. Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. Let's see if we can read. Oh, Fitzgerald, Georgia. Cool. Yeah. Walker Farm, great to have y'all. Man, we got plenty of people showing up here. It's good
This is
stuff.
exciting.
Hey, Gary from down in Florida. All right. So one of the things that every year we kind of have this little debate about is about corn. Now, I don't always grow field corn. I grow field corn about every 2 to 3 years because it stores well for us. This year, I know I'm growing Hickory King again. I haven't grown it probably 7, 8 years.
I think Jimmy Red was the last year.
Jimmy Red was the last one we grew. Oh, there's Eric from Athens, Georgia. Go Bulldogs. Hey.
Go Bulldogs.
Yeah. So this year, we always have this discussion about sweet corn because I take her consideration in a lot because she's the one that cuts it off and puts it up. And our main thing for growing sweet corn is keeping it.
Yeah. Now, last year, I think it was bodacious that you grew. It was is that a triple sweet?
No.
No, well, then it wasn't bodacious. It was a triple sweet, and it's really sweet, a little too sweet for me.
Okay.
So I think I want to go back to the bicolor.
Well, we've got ambrosia, we've got peaches and cream.
I think peaches and cream.
I have a question from Littlefoot Farm.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, from Wisconsin. Tried zipper peas last year and only got a few. We did a Florida weave. Did that not make them grow?
No, so that's a good question here. And I actually had a conversation with a guy down in Florida that had been growing certified seed, zipper seeds for years and years. And I had a long call. He was retiring and he called me and we had this great conversation there. And he enlightened me on some things I didn't have a clue about zipper peas. They're one of the only cow peas that have a membrane around them. And he relayed to me how much problem they had growing them and getting them to germinate. And one thing is if they get real wet, they won't come up. And if they get real dry, they won't, because they're real sensitive to moisture. So that may be one thing that's causing you a problem. And another thing that he said that I already knew from past experiences, we always grow a better cowpea crop in the fall than we do in the spring. And he always grew his seed crop in the fall of the year instead of springtime. He did say they were extremely sensitive to the moisture in the ground. So that will have an effect sometimes on zipper peas. And I should do a Q&A with him. The guy was a wealth of information.
Who's from where?
Florida, down in Florida.
So we have another question from Teresa on growing potatoes. It seems like potatoes are horrible to grow beside most everything. Can I grow them in my garden if they're in their own row, but the row over? So
maybe she's planting them with something else.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry with that. I wouldn't worry about, you're talking about companion planting, I guess is what she's talking about. Yeah. I wouldn't worry about that. I wouldn't plant them where my tomatoes was last year because Irish potatoes and tomatoes and peppers are all in the same family. So I wouldn't plant them right there. I would rotate it around where maybe my corn was at. Mm-hmm. I think you'll have better results there, but yeah.
What's the smallest garden area you need to grow corn? Could I do it in a 10 by 10?
Possibly, but you really need more than that. And of course, we've talked about this before. You never want to grow corn in 2 or 3 long rows. So
needs to be in a square.
Needs to do it in a square. I would prefer, I've done it. I can speak from experience. The smallest plot I've ever done is like a 20 by 20. Okay. So, yeah. All right, good deal.
So do you feel like starting tomatoes and peppers in a greenhouse or versus direct sowing is better?
I think.
Oh, you never direct sow peppers and tomatoes. Always start them in a greenhouse or
inside under a grow light.
Mm-hmm. Seed starting kit. And we got several of those, and get you a grow light if you're just starting out, if you're gardening small. Perfect way to do it.
So as far as the corn in the 10 by 10, why in a square? Why is that important?
So it'll pollinate.
Mm-hmm. Corn is pollinated by the wind, not by insects. So you got to have it in a square so that the wind blows, that pollen's on those tassels kind of moves around and gets down in there and makes those kernels. Yep. A lot of people, and it's just misconception, a lot of people think corn's pollinated by insects. It's not.
We got a lot of people from Georgia here.
Yep. So let's talk about what we're going to plant. So we're going to plant in my garden, but we're going to plant Jimmy red corn, and we're going to plant.
I thought you said white.
No, excuse me. I did say it.
I'm gonna write this down.
Hickory King. We're going to plant
Hickory
Hickory King because we want to grind some this year. We want to put more in
I'm
the
writing
fridge.
it down so he'll know.
Hickory King, and we're going to plant peaches and cream, you say?
Yeah.
Now, they will cross-pollinate, so what I will do, plant the peaches and cream first, and I will wait about 3 weeks, or I'll wait till that sweet corn gets about, it'll be a little bit longer, 3 weeks. Let's say it gets about high, then I'll turn around and I'll plant my field corn. I'll plant my field corn later.
What about beans? I didn't can any green beans last year because you planted a kind I didn't like.
Yeah, we
It
had
had
some,
strings in it.
we had some bad weather, so we're going to plant
It
beans.
actually made. I just didn't like
Yeah,
it.
I know. I missed it. Yeah, we got some new varieties. We got a new variety coming in that we're going to name.
Oh.
This is a good straight stringless variety here, and we got that coming in before
Okay.
long. And I'm probably going to plant some of those. Arch asked here, red snapper versus Bella Rosa in hot weather. Arch, both of those are determinants, and both of those are hot set tomatoes, and both of those will do great. Either one will for you. A little bit of teaser I'm going to throw out there. Folks, we have got an amazing tomato coming in the next couple of weeks that we're going to have a home garden exclusive on. And we're actually going to be able to name this tomato, which I'm really excited about. And supposedly,
Get them to submit their suggestions.
from all I can tell, and everybody I've talked to that's watched the trials, it has a bigger tomato than red snapper, and it's better tasting than red snapper. Now, I got to see that for myself to believe it. So I'm going to grow both of them side by side, but we're really excited about that.
So are we gonna grow it before we sell it?
Nope. I have talked to a lot of people that's grown it, and I got good data that says it's a good tomato. We're gonna go ahead and bring it along.
So we need a name,
We need a name.
preferably with Hoss in it.
Preferably with Hoss. This is the description I got. Large, extra large tomato. It's a beefsteak type. And they say it's real smooth on the top side, minimum cracking, and it has great flavor.
Disease resistant.
Disease resistant. Oh, yes, virus resistant. Great disease package on it. So give us some names there. You can.
Living a Rogue Life said, just wanted to say how much you have helped me with my gardening the past couple of years.
Heck yeah. Well, thank you so much. It's our pleasure. It's one thing we enjoy doing is helping folks. All right. So one of the other things that we really failed at last year was cucumbers. And we love putting up pickles. What happened was we made a great crop. And then came
How you doing those people?
we made a great crop, and then the rains come in, and boom, it just destroyed our cucumbers. Now we made a great fall crop, but our spring crop was not good at all. So we want to grow cucumbers, and I say if we're growing a pickle, let's grow the Max Pack.
Okay.
We're getting big Hoss tomato, Hoss slicer, a
I
lot
like
of
a
good.
Hoss slicer.
Yeah, that's a
Hoss
good one.
slicer's good.
Yeah, that's
Big
suburban
Hoss.
Big
hillbilly.
Hoss.
Big Hoss.
Big Hoss slicer, suburban hillbilly. I love the name.
Yeah. Yeah. Good deal. Maria Moments USA. We're the first hobby growers in 2021. The pumpkins enormously big and bright orange. We'll definitely order again. Heck yeah.
So on the new tomato, Megan says, would it be a good variety for container gardening?
No, possibly. It is determinant, but I would not. I think there's better varieties out there for containers than that one. I think you guys out there that like to grow 20 or 30 feet, maybe 50 feet tomatoes. I think it's a good one. I got on the upcoming row by row show, we got the guy that's the guru on this tomato coming up, and we're going to have an in detailed discussion
In
about
2 weeks.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I got to go out of town.
Yeah. I grew the Max Pack last year. Impressive plant, just pickled the last 4 today and pulled up the vine. And that's from Living a Rogue Life. Wow. Yeah, that is a great cucumber there. Sometimes we grow pickles and cucumber slicers, and sometimes we just grow pickles. It's going how much room I got. Alice Wells says, Mountain Vineyard tomato seeds, any tips for success? Wow. Just grow them like you would a regular tomato, but I can tell you that's an awesome variety there. It has that crimson gene in it, has that dark red flavor. I mean, color to it, and it has that really rich flavor to it as well. Mountain Vineyard's on top of the list for us. All right, what else we want to plant?
Beans, cucumbers, squash.
Squash. Do you want a crookneck or straight neck yellow squash?
I like the crookneck better.
Okay, we'll grow a Delta.
Delta.
Delta's been my go-to.
Now, are we talking about just in your garden or my garden?
Just in my garden.
Just your, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any info on the celebrity tomato? How did it in the growing trials, and when the seeds will be available? Are we out of the celebrity?
I don't think so. I think we have them. If we don't, we have them back in stock the next day or two. We got them there. But
KP said, "Where's my tater salt? Taters,
Your
Greg.
taters are stuck.
Love you guys. I'm only growing heirloom tomatoes this year, mostly Hoss, Abe Lincoln. They look awesome so far."
yeah, we're working on
Oh,
taters.
that's
We talked about that
Thank you,
earlier
Vicky.
when we went live. We're having some weather issues getting them in here. We're doing the best we can. A huge trucking shortage right now, so we're doing our best to get them here. The packing shed up in Minnesota is having some
Health issues.
so we're doing the best. Hey, Deep South, man, look at there.
Hey.
Good deal.
Deep
Deep South. I hope y'all spared good during the weather out. Y'all like we are. We all have trouble in this cold weather here in the Deep South. We're not used
I
to
wonder if they're in snow.
it. Probably not.
Cattywampus said that they're having some.
Yeah, but
and
Danny
they're in
Wan-
Atlanta.
yeah, but Danny
they're-
Wander are below that, so I don't think you
they're
are.
in Louisiana.
Yeah, below a carrot seed back. Yeah, we'll be getting that back. A lot of this stuff that's we're just packing as we go, so it could be back in just a few days. I'm not sure exactly where the Bolero is, but it'll be back shortly with Danny and Wanda. So glad to have y'all. All right. What else we want to do, Sheila? I tell you this much.
Peppers.
Peppers. Sweet peppers.
Both.
Okay. So that's a tough one there. I love the pimentos.
Yeah.
I want to grow the Mad Hatter. I want to grow. We got that one coming in. That's a new one on our list.
I want to grow some of that. Well, I can do that down here. Those container peppers, the
Mhm.
new ones.
Delight series. That's
Yeah.
going to be a good one there.
Somebody asked about the Sun Gold versus Sun Sugar.
You can't go wrong either way. Boy, both of them are off the chain. And let me tell y'all something. Just this afternoon before we went on here, I went over and I counted the new varieties we have coming in the next 3 weeks. We have over 45 new varieties coming in the next few weeks. And I'm telling you, I'm excited about some of these because we were able to hook up with some small breeders in the United States to get some of this stuff in here that is off the chain. And when I say off the chain, I'm talking about tomatoes. This is the year for tomatoes. And we got some varieties coming in, especially these grape tomatoes, these plum tomatoes, and these smaller tomatoes. It's going to be awesome. I'm talking about awesome. I'm super excited about it.
Four Kids in a Farm is here.
Yeah.
California.
Yep. Yep.
What is the best hot pepper to grow to make your own hot sauce?
You know,
Build
that's,
it at
oh,
FBC.
man. I'll let you answer, then I'll get my thoughts on that.
Well, I had never made a hot sauce.
We made some pepper jelly.
Oh yeah, the heatless habaneros.
Not for hot. They said hot. I like the regular habanero.
Oh,
Now, the heatless habanero is fine, but it doesn't have much heat to it if you're trying to make a hot
hot
sauce.
sauce. Hmm.
We're bringing in a habanero.
He's not much on anything hot. So
No, but I do like the flavor of habanero. So what little bit of experience I have with that. Now, we're also bringing
Maggie
in.
wants to say hey.
Maggie, come here. Maggie.
She's camera shy.
We're bringing in a couple of the extra hot. Was able to source some of those.
Hey.
So we have ghost pepper, and I believe we have that on there, but we have the Grim Reaper that we're sourcing in a couple of weeks, and we have one more that's off the chain hot. All right. I got some early sensation Gold Fortune pepper seeds for you. Can you tell us a little bit about them? Not a lot. I can't tell you a whole lot about those. I'm going to grow some of those this year. Peppers is one of my, I don't grow a lot of peppers. I'm not
You
really.
can't take the heat, right?
He
I
can't
can't
take the heat.
Yeah. I like my favorites are pimentos, and my favorites is the sweet ones. This Delight series, I'm gonna get all into those.
What kind of cover crop mix would you suggest for a chicken pasture?
Oh man, clover would be a good one for this early spring. Chickens love clover. That would be a great one.
What variety of canning tomatoes and salsa tomatoes would you recommend for zone 3B?
3B,
North
that's tough right there.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
What do you think, Mama Hoss, about the salsa tomato?
I like the Roma.
The Taki, Amish paste, either one would
Amish
probably
paste.
do good. As far as the other type, you guys up there is probably going to do good with an indeterminate variety. I would possibly go with something like Purple Boy or Big Beef.
So, Build It FBC says Ghost Pepper Tasting Challenge on Grow by Red. Should we do it?
I don't. All right.
Should.
What's the best determinate tomato to grow in greenhouse in zone 9A? Oh, that's going to be a good one. If you're growing in a greenhouse, you probably want an indeterminate. That way you can trellis it up. You may get a little bit longer out of it. I like the Cherokee Purple. I like the Lemon Boy. The Big Beef Plus is probably going to be at the top of the list. It's a good red tomato. I would say the Big Beef would be, if I had to choose one, that would be the one I would choose.
Maggie wants in your lap.
Yeah, I know. Just got my Tabasco pepper from you. When should I start them in zone 9B? Yeah, probably go ahead and start them in 9B. And I mean, if you don't start them right now, you still got plenty of time in February to start them. Those can be a booger sometimes to germinate. You know, I just did a video on this. One thing that I have found, and I don't know why this didn't pop on me earlier, because I've seen commercial guys do it, but wrap that tray after you water it good in saran wrap, and then put it on the heat mat. Helps tremendously on germination. You normally want on hot peppers, you want to leave it wrapped for 3 days, then cut it off. And it makes, as far as timing goes, it makes a huge difference.
You planted what? Some broccoli and cabbage,
Mhm.
and it was 24 hours it came out?
Yep.
I don't know if you've already answered this, but do you have any suggestions for controlling pickle worms?
Pickle worms, wire worms, that can be tough. Rotation, growing your cover crops is basically the two things you can do there. It's hard to control them with insecticides because they live in the soil. So a good rotation using cover crops to kind of break that cycle up will help you as good as anything. Not a whole lot you can do. If you wanted to go really toxic, there's some stuff out there that we used to use a long time ago that I'm not proud of, and I wouldn't recommend using it in your vegetable garden. But there are some synthetic controls. I just wouldn't use them in my vegetable garden. So try to use something like cover crops and keep it rotated. When your plants draw, practice good housekeeping and get them out of the ground and plant something back. Hey, we got somebody from Brazil on there.
That's awesome.
Yep. Wayne is on here. Wayne says, I'm in 5B, Colorado Springs. I would suggest quick growing determinate varieties, Siberian, subarctic, glacier, and what's the other one? Siamese, to name a few. Good information. I probably struggle a little bit in those way up north varieties there. I know you got to have short seasons, but I struggle just a little bit with that.
So, we have a question. Who's your favorite employee?
Of all of our employees, and this is no secret, they all know this.
We know.
My favorite employee is Eva. And if you was here and worked with us for a day, you would know who my favorite employee is.
Also, my name is not Eva. But I still have some pretty amazing bosses. And also, that is not good to say.
I know, but it's the truth. Everybody knows that.
I think Maggie might be your favorite.
Eva is actually great. She's the one that works in the seed room and in the warehouse. And she's
been here the longest.
On it, y'all. She gets all the packages shipped out in time. She's the one that's just Everybody's a hard worker, but Eva's pretty great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eva's been
She
here.
came in to work today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got some orders out today, so that's good. Okay. So Grace and Fire says, hello, I'm in zone 6B and I struggle with squash bugs attacking my pumpkins. Do you have any suggestions? Woo, that's a tough one. Here in the South, I tell you what we have to do. We have to plant them early. So I would say as early as you could plant your pumpkins, the better off you're going to be with squash bugs. Start with a pest control program early on. Neem, spinosad is some of the good ones here. If you want to go with synthetics, we got one called Bug Buster 2. That's a good one there, but you got to get those squash bugs when they're in that nymph stage. If they ever get to the adult stage, besides picking them off, not a whole lot you can do. And there again, practice good housekeeping. Make sure your garden is clean and they don't have anything to live on after the season's over with for that next year.
Do you have luck talking about okra to keep it short? Did you just talk about that?
Who I know?
Farmer Wayno.
Yeah,
Ah,
Farmer
hey, Wayne.
Wayno.
Do you have luck topping out okra to keep it short?
We do not, Farmer Wayno. I tell you what you want to do. If you're used to growing those and they get away from you, grow the jambalaya. The jambalaya is a shorter growing variety there, and it won't get away from you near as much. Here's the problem with jambalaya. We have some complaints about this right here. If you let the jambalaya get long, it will get a little tough on you. But if you cut it short, like what we used to cut it around here, it will be fine. But if you let it get long, it's not very
Yeah,
forgiving.
you cannot cut it. You have to cut it like every 2 days.
Yeah, you have to stay on it. If it gets above that, then you're not going to be satisfied with it. Some of these other varieties like cowhorn stay tender when they're a lot bigger. Jambalaya will not do that. It has to be cut, but it has a lot shorter growing habit. And also, it comes in about 2 weeks ahead of the rest of them.
Mm-hmm. And I planted it midsummer, and it.
Mm-hmm.
I just pulled it up a couple weeks
Oh
ago.
yeah, you can plant probably 3 different plants of that, and you can have okra all the way to frost.
We got Morningwood Farms and Sundown Farms just got here.
Yeah,
Said
cool.
hello. I can't living a rogue life. I can't grow watermelon. I get a beautiful vine but no fruit. I use Hoss seeds, so the problem is me. What are watermelon basics?
Do you have pollinators?
You got to have pollinators. Yep. Feed them heavy. You got to have pollinators.
Plenty of water.
Plenty of water. I love drip irrigation for watermelons. You know, Deep South said we've had a good luck using fish emulsion to control squash bugs. Wow, I'd love to have that conversation with you, Danny, on that one. That's interesting.
I am in 6B and find wrapping the squash plant base with foil helps because it binds the borer.
Well, you could do that. You could also put something like Vaseline on there. You could use it as a trap. That would be one method.
The Algonquin squash, Greg, when should I start these in Central Florida, indoors or direct sow?
You know, I would start them indoors and I would transplant them out. Alguande squash is the Pepo family, and it's going to grow a pretty tight vine, and it's going to load up. You're going to love that particular one. Probably want to plant it. I wouldn't get no huge hurry. I would probably plant it in zone 9 around the 1st of March. I think you'll be fine. There again, growing it early on is going to help you with some of those pest and disease problems.
Kiss that doggy on top of that. Okay, we'll do that off screen, John.
How far do tomatoes need to be from one another to save seeds? That's what cooking with Daddy O. Ooh, that's a good question. You have to Google that. It's been a while since I looked at it. We don't save seeds from tomatoes. So that's a good one. You can probably Google that one and find that out pretty good. I do know on corn, it's a long ways on corn. Tomatoes, I'm not sure.
Any new hybrid black or purple tomatoes?
Yes, we got some great ones coming. Woo, Arch, man, I'm excited about that. I don't know about slicers. There may be 1 or 2 slicers that we have coming. The rest of them is going to be plums. They're going to be cherries, and they're going to be the smaller tomatoes. The fad right now is these plum tomatoes, these cherry tomatoes. That's what everybody's loving about growing, is these unique varieties here. And we got some that are colorful, and they're absolutely good. They're hybrids.
What's that mix that we talked about?
Which one? The
Mingle
Mingle
mix, yeah.
Mingle. We got that in
That's
stock.
the new one.
That's a good one. We got stock. The thing about these new cherries we got coming in, is that they're absolutely gorgeous to look at with their color profile, but they're hybrids and they have amazing disease package. So the whole key here is for you to be able to grow varieties that you can grow. Not only are pretty, but you can grow.
Sorry, I got distracted.
All right. Caddy Whopper says it's great for most everything. You can heal until they get real tall. It is the most. I think they're talking about the jambalaya.
Yeah.
Yeah, the jambalaya can get away from it, but it's going to be less intrusive than any of the other varieties.
Yeah, I grew some in my raised beds. I had 6 plants, and it worked really well. Just those 6 in a square.
Can you kind of go over when potatoes will start shipping out for different? I know you've kind of been over.
Well, I mean, if everything goes well, we're going to start shipping out to you guys in zone 9 and 10. 1st of February, we hope before then. So you'll have any time to plant. So, and then we'll turn around and we'll send out zone 8. You guys in zone 8, you're not going to need to plant till at least the middle of February. So hopefully everything clears up and everything will be okay.
Somebody said, tell me again, what are your favorite paste tomatoes?
Amish paste.
Amish paste, your favorite? Amish paste is an OP variety. Taki, a lot of people also have good results with Taki. If you have any disease problems, grow the Taki. Okay. All right, and okay. Cherry tomatoes. Okay, Jesus says cherry tomatoes are good for snacking in the garden, but I love the big slices and the paste tomatoes more. Yeah, and that's the whole thing. I think that's the reason the fad is because we got so many new gardeners. And these snacking tomatoes is what's the trend. If you go to any of the shows and meet with the breeders, they're all working on snacking tomatoes at the moment, or most of them.
That you can grow in a container.
Yeah. Suburban Hillbilly, I got my seed order from y'all in 3 days. Fantastic. Heck yeah, we got an amazing crew. Like I said, I had 2 come in today to get the seed orders out. So we do our best. There are times that we run a little bit high, especially on Mondays, can be a little backed up. The last couple of weeks, we do the best we can. All right. 2 hours, well, at 8 Central Time.
Eastern.
Eastern time. 8 Eastern Time.
5 Pacific.
5 Pacific. Becky with Acre Homestead is going live. So y'all go check her out. And if you've not watched her channel, she's pretty doggone amazing. She has grew her channel in a year to be an enormous channel. She started a year ago, and she's got she's got over 200,000 subscribers in a year's time. And she has put together this pretty awesome container garden package.
There's 22 seeds, 22 packets. I'm sorry.
And she's all about container gardening. And we worked with her to come up with this package here. And we've got that on the website. And she's going to talk a lot about it. So
she is. That's the whole show.
Her whole show tonight is about this packet.
She's going live at 8 p.m.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Snack is important when you're working hard in the garden. Absolutely. I catch myself eating. I love eating English peas, tomatoes. One thing I don't do anymore is snap on beets in the garden. Raw beets is not good for Greg. I quit doing that.
We've got some in the oven though tonight.
Well, I've got some in the oven. All right. So we've got a lot of things going on, and we're going to probably do this.
Maybe once a month.
Maybe once a month.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us tonight. This is exciting.
Yep. Heck yeah. And we got some exciting things coming up in the next few weeks. We got a few videos. We're going to start pumping videos out. Also, get things going on the Robo Row show. So thank y'all so much for joining us. So see y'all. Bye.
Bye. How many was on there?
Wait, no.